Hiya, welcome to my channel India Likes Books. My name is Indy and I like books. I thought today we could tier rank everything I read in 2025. I have got a ranking system set up through TierMaker on my laptop. I will share my screen and we'll just go through. I finished 65 books in 2025. I do have a few DNFs as well. I won't spend too long talking about each book or else we will be here forever. But let's just get into it, shall we? Hopefully you can see me. I'm going to try and do some fancy editing here, which not my forte, but we'll see how it goes. We are just going to go through each book, and this is my tier rating system here. So we have got Lives in My Head Rent-Free. My idea of a very good time. This was fun. Haven't thought about this since, and then slash in my head, this was mid. This was hard to read, should have been a DNF, was a DNF. And for book one, we have got Always Remember, The Boy, The Mole, The Fox, The Horse, all of those things. And generally, I genuinely haven't thought about this since I read it. It was fine. It was one of those things I kind of read because it was hyped up and we had it in the bookshop and it was quiet. So I just read through it. It was fine. Whatever. Haven't thought about it. Bonds of Hercules. My idea of a very good time. I know it's trash. I don't care that it's trash. I loved this book. The narration of the book was very irritating. Did not like the audiobook. The narrator kept whispering so you couldn't hear what she was saying half the time. And I get that she was trying to voice act and all that, but couldn't hear what she was saying. Like, we still need to be able to hear you. So I will eyeball read that at some time. Camp Damascus. Honestly, I don't... Oh, I've run out of space on my mouse board. This was fun. My idea of a very good time. I did really enjoy it. And it was my first Chuck Tingle book. And I thought it was great. But I think actually it might just be this was fun. I don't think it was a very good time. It was fun. Destroy Me should have been a DNF. And enough about that said. Discovery of Witches. I read this because my friend Catherine absolutely loved it and we sort of buddy read it. In fact, actually, it was this book that made us friends. She contacted me when I said I was reading it on TikTok and asked if we could buddy read it. And so I finished it because of her, but I struggled. It took me so long to read that book. I can't remember why. It was very wordy. It's a very intelligent book and I'm not a very intelligent person. You couldn't tell by the fact that I love Bonds of Hercules. But it was hard. Dead in Devon. I haven't thought about this since. I mean, I've thought about it because we sell it at work and it's a book set in Devon, but it wasn't very good. It wasn't a hard read. Like, I didn't struggle. No, I didn't struggle through it. It was just not very good. Fourth Wing lives rent-free in my head. Enough said. Adore that book. Haven't thought about this since. How to Train Your Dragon. Yeah, haven't thought about this since. I was disappointed by the book. It is middle grade. It's the first middle grade book I have read in a very long time. Maybe I shouldn't have read it, but I needed it for a book challenge. It was fine. I prefer the film. Heartless. My idea of a very good time. Bloody loved it. And I'm very surprised how much I love cowboy romances, if I'm honest. This was even in my top 10 books of 2025. Did I think I'd like an age gap single dad trope book? Absolutely not, but there it is. Intercepts. You know what? At the time, I thought I really enjoyed it. Well, did I? At the time, I enjoyed it. It was fun. I haven't thought about it much, though, if I'm honest. Of all the horrors I've read, I have not thought about Intercepts much at all. It was okay. Which is wild because some people absolutely loved it. Some people were like 5-6 starring it, but I found it okay. Bride lives rent-free in my head. I loved it. I absolutely loved that book. Maybe I should try some of Ali Hazelwood's contemporary romances. Maybe that is the way to make me a romance girly because I just loved it. Loved the characters. I loved the humour. And Flawless, my idea of a very good time. Rhett still lives in my head rent-free, but the book itself probably doesn't as a whole. But my idea of a very good time. Divine Rivals. Honestly, was it fun? Or have I not really thought about it? Was it fun? I mean, I did read the second one, but it's because I buddy read them both. Nah, I'm going to say I haven't thought about it since. That was probably the most I've thought about that book since I read it. Light Luck. I don't know. See, now I've been thinking recently that I kind of want to read the second one, so I don't think I could put it in Should Have Been a DNF. It was a bit of a struggle to read just because it wasn't very good, but maybe haven't thought about it since. I feel like this is going to be my mid. Maybe I should just put / it was mid. We'll just put mid because that's bugged me that that's gone wider. Mid. Legends and Lattes. This was fun. It was nice. I listened to the audiobook when I drove to Wales and back. It was cozy. It was fun. I'll probably read the second one at some point. It was fun. Mistborn. Now this is an interesting one because I feel like this was hard to read. Maybe shouldn't be a ranking because this was hard to read, but I also enjoyed it. But it wasn't fun, but it was good. I'm trying to remember what happens in the first one and the second one, what the difference is. We'll put this was fun. It was interesting. I love the magic system in it and I really like the characters. Yeah, this was fun. Let's Split Up. Should Have Been a DNF. Terrible book. Watch my last video if you want to see me rant aggressively about that. Resistance. Should Have Been a DNF. It was not good. I didn't like the illustrations. It's the first graphic novel I'd read. It was a COVID sort of situation. It wasn't very good. I read it because I needed to read a graphic novel. The Chain was a DNF. I've seen people rave about it recently. I just could not get into it. Really didn't like the main character, her stupid decisions. I mean, this was January 2025 that I attempted to listen to this, but yeah. Close and Common Orbit was fun. Yeah, it was fun. It was above mid, definitely. I didn't enjoy it as much as the first one, but it was fun. I liked it. I liked the ending as well. It made me cry. Did it make me cry? It didn't make me cry, but you know. Onyx Storm probably lives in my head rent free actually. I really enjoyed Onyx Storm. I know a lot of people didn't, but I enjoyed the world building. I enjoyed meeting different dragons and traveling around the world and stuff. And I do think about it frequently. But then I do think about the whole series like as a whole. But then I don't really think about Iron Flame because I try to forget that one. Housemaid, mid. Sorry, I've read 3 Freida McFadden's in 2025 and I thought that was the worst one. Mid. Absolutely mid. Midsummer by Jenna Doyle. This was such a random read for me, but I really enjoyed it. It was a Midsummer Night's Dream retelling with fairies and hell of a lot of smut. I don't really read smut, but yeah, I surprised myself with how much I enjoyed it. And I really want to read the next one actually. I need to buy that soon. Mate lives in my head rent free. I enjoyed that more than I enjoyed Bride actually. I just liked the plot more to Mate. I preferred Misery and Low to Cohen and whatever the FMC's called. Can't remember, but I preferred the storyline to Mate. Just enjoyed it. The Heiress should have been a DNF. That was not a good book. Really, yeah, should have been a DNF. Quicksilver, my idea of a very good time. I've spoken about this a few times. I found the ending a bit weird. I need to get into Brimstone actually to help me decide whether I like the ending of Quicksilver or not, because I found it odd. But the rest of it I loved. Really loved the characters. Just fun. Devil Inside should have been a DNF. In my top 7 worst books of the year. In fact, I had 3 number 1 worst books for 2025, and The Devil Inside was one of those. Long Way to Small Angry Planet. The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet. My idea of a very good time. Bloody loved it. Yes, I did indeed. Midnight Feast. This was fun. It was fun. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the piss taking of the wellness industry and all the fakers out there. And I know some people hated it, mainly because they've discussed it in my TikTok video comment section, but I enjoyed it. It's way better than The Paris Apartment. Sisters of Sword and Song by Rebecca Ross. It was fun. I enjoyed that a lot more than I expected. I read it before Divine Rivals. It was just a nice YA romantasy book. Not wrong with it. Black Witch, my idea of a very good time. Really, really enjoyed it. It was one of the best romanticies I've read. Powerless, this was fun. To my idea of a very good time. Ooh. You know what? Controversial, but I did really enjoy Powerless. I haven't read The Red Queen, so I can't comment on the plagiarism or anything, but I really enjoyed it. I did. Blood of Hercules lives in my head rent free. I enjoyed that one more than Bonds of Hercules. Did I? Actually, no. You know what? No, I didn't enjoy it as much as Bond of Hercules. I found it very repetitive towards the end. So yeah, no, my idea of a very good time, but not in my head rent free. Shatter Me, mid. I didn't enjoy it that much when I was reading it, but then I found myself thinking about it a lot afterwards and then moved it up in my ratings. And that's when I decided to continue the series and then regretted it ever since. The Inmate. This was fun. I enjoyed it. That was my first Frida. I had a good time. It was fun. Dryad Storm should have been a DNF. That was 31 hours of my life I will never get back. And Iron Flower, I think, was number 2. This was my idea of a very good time. I did really enjoy that one. They're still at university in that one. So yeah, I really enjoyed that. But it all started going downhill. Great Gatsby was a DNF. Hollow Places lives in my head rent-free. Absolutely loved that. My one and only T. Kingfisher currently, but there will be more for sure. Great book. Weird book. Honestly, this was a hard read. Some of it was really good and it did make me laugh, but my God, I struggled to pay attention. I listened to the audiobook and I haven't really retained anything from it. I don't love history books anyway, despite the fact that I've got 3 history degrees. And there were some of the things he said were just a bit weird as well. But yeah, that was hard. Shadow of Night was a DNF. Sorry, Catherine. Ruthless Vows, I'm going with mid. Haven't really thought about it since. I think probably was slightly better than Divine Rivals, but yeah, mid. Six of Crows. I really struggled with Six of Crows. There was just something, I can't say it was hard to read. I'm putting mid because I haven't thought about it since. For me, it's not something that I liked. Hunting Party, my idea of a very good time. This was a reread. I really love The Hunting Party by Lucy Foley. It was my first one, my first of hers. Great book. Also the audiobook's full of Scottish people, so that helps. Fire in the Sky should have been a DNF. No, it was just nah. Yeah, I really didn't like it at all. And I've heard nothing good about the second book either, so I'm glad I didn't enjoy it because I'm not going to have the disappointment of reading that. Yo Nesbo Police lives in my head rent-free. This is the book that's made me realise how much I should have changed my rating system in 2025 because that should have been a 5-star. I think about it all the time. Absolutely loved it. Yo Nesbo's crime thrillers are the best. They are gritty and grungy. None of this cozy crime books. This is nasty. It's nasty and I love it. Sunrise on the Reaping also lives in my head rent-free. I adored that book. It was rated number 1. My best books of 2025. Just loved everything about it. Judge me if you will. Library of Hellebore was a DNF. That was a terrible book. Society of Unknowable Objects should have been a DNF, but I didn't. Passengers by John Mars. This was fun. Actually, no, this was my idea of a very good time. I've read 2 of his books. I loved them both. Fascinating concepts. Love them. Shadow Wand. This was fun. This was when that series started going downhill a little bit, but not quite there yet. It was still good. I think I still gave it a 4-star. 3.75? It was around 4-star, so it was good. But yeah. The Boy, the Fox, the first one, mid, whatever. Iron Flame, this was fun. I struggled with this one because of the romance a lot. Miscommunication romance was so painful to deal with, but it was still in that world. We still had our sassy dragons. I still enjoyed it. It was just very long and I just wanted them to talk to each other instead of acting like pillocks. Unravel Me should have been a DNF. Twilight, this was hard. It was hard for me to get through. Considering how much I loved Twilight as a teenager. Yeah, I think in the book, Bella is a much better character. She's far less annoying. She's got more of a personality, but it's so slow. Nothing really happens until the last 25% of the book. I just forgot how slow it was. I think 'cause I'm so used to watching the film where things start happening a lot earlier. Yeah, not good. Ward D, this was fun. I did find it quite obvious who the killers were. I don't think the twist was that twisty. And also the main female character made some bloody awful decisions, but it was fun. It was fun. It was a Frida. It was fun. Guest list, my idea of a very good time. my other favourite Lucy Foley book. Again, it was reread in 2025. It was a very good time. Dead of Winter, my idea of a very good time. It is basically a trashy horror film in a snowstorm. What more could I possibly want from a horror book? Nothing. Demon Tide should have been a DNF. I was just so committed by that point. I just kept going and I shouldn't have. Woman in the Cabin should have been a DNF. Not a good thriller. Very irritating. Female main character. The male main character, so the bad guy in the book, he was very good actually. I did enjoy having more of his backstory and finding out why he was the way he was. But there was a lot of the book was just her thinking about running away and not doing anything. And that was irritating. Reckless was a hard read. And I think basically the only reason I finished it was because I've heard the third book is so good. Otherwise, I don't think I would have. How boring. The repetitiveness of it. Just the same thing happening over and over again. Thursday Murder Club was a DNF. I am afraid. Crooked Kingdom, my idea of a very good time, but only the second half. The first half I found a bit slow. Was it even, maybe the first third I found a bit slow. By the end, I was grieving for this book and wanting more. I'd love to know what they're up to now. I say that as if this was a real timescale, real thing that happened, but I'd love to know what's going on in their lives now. Lord of the Rings, Return of the King. Oh, my idea of a very good time. I had previously struggled reading the first two books about 10 years ago. Listened to this one on the audio with Andy Serkis. Not my favourite audio. I did cringe every time he sang, but I loved it. I enjoyed it a lot more. I loved learning more about what isn't in the films because the films are my favourite films of all time. So finding out what isn't in the films, loved that. But I think I'm going to have to go back and read the first two on audio. Well of Ascension. This was fun. Actually, you know what? My idea of a very good time. I enjoyed this one more than Mistborn. I enjoyed all the different armies. I didn't enjoy the romance. That irritated me senseless. But if we ignore that, the rest of the book was a very good time. Family Experiment lives in my head rent free. I think about this a lot. House Across the Lake. This was fun. I know some people hated it and the weird twist at the end, but you know what? I really bloody enjoyed it. And I also have just got a hankering just now to read another Riley Sager. It's just hit me. I have to try and get him on my TBR for next month. When the Wolf Comes Home, my idea of a very good time, bordering on lives in my head rent free. Because what a fucking weird book. Oh, I loved it. You know what? No, it lives in my head rent free. I do think about this book a lot. It's the weirdest thing I've ever read, but in a good way. In a very good way. My Dark Vanessa should have been a DNF. And there we go. There is all the books that I read or DNF'd in 2025 ranked. And I probably should have all of the lives in my head rent free at 5 stars, but I don't. Because I'm a flawed human being with a flawed book ranking system. But that's where we're at. Let me know what you think. Have I made some wrong decisions here? Have I made some right decisions? Do you agree, disagree? And please like this video and subscribe. And I will see you again. Bye.